there are two really interesting developments in radio. The first is ownership, and the second is probably platform. So if you look at platform first, we've talked about the importance of digital in radio for as long as I can remember, and to be honest, it's not had the impact that we've expected. However, we think that the next year, and certainly the next couple of years, we will see a massive change in digital and how that affects radio. So what I mean by that is we're starting to see more digital radios coming into new cars. The uptake of people buying digital radios for their homes is going through the roof. And alongside that, we're starting to see platforms like Radio Player through a digital app will start to allow us to take login data from users and have a much better way of tracking consumers and understanding what consumers want from both radio and from products and services. So I think digital is really going to start to have an impact on radio in a very positive way and on how consumers use it. The second point is ownership. And we at Real and Smooth are part of a massive ownership change at the moment, which is very exciting. And what it will eventually lead to is much bigger brands geographically across the country, providing better services and better content right across the kind of radio landscape. So very, very interesting. We're at a big period of change. So there's lots of stories in the news about what's happening in radio, but I think ultimately the future looks very bright for the radio industry. Okay, so obviously on a micro level, we look at our nearest competitors in radio and see what they're doing and if there's anything that we can do better or anything we should start doing. But on a more macro level, we look at like-minded businesses, the kind of businesses that we admire, and see what they're doing. So for example, we set up Media Lab, which is our research and insight team, and the way in which that team works, the structure of it and what we actually do within it was taken directly from my experience working within agencies. The other thing that we do is, of course, we look at the wider kind of customer base and we look at other industries and see what things they're doing and work out if that's something that we can apply to our own business. For us, creativity is all about open-mindedness. And what we try to do is not think of ourselves all the time as a radio company, but think of ourselves, again, as we would, we try to think of ourselves in the same vein as some of the companies that inspire us. So what I mean by that is when we come to a problem, or when we come to needing to think creatively, we try to say yes, and we try to say yes, we can do that. And in the past, what we've done is we said, well, we can't do that because we're just a radio company. Technology, though, has allowed us to do almost anything. I mean, radio can now have pictures, we can be all over social media, we can pretty much do anything we want. So there's no reason for radio to say no. And that kind of open-mindedness and ability to say yes is really what inspires creativity right the way through the company.